So, a bit about me. I'm Hrittik Roy, and I'm a platform advocate at Loft Labs. I'm also a CNCF ambassador, and I'm coming here from Kolkata. A fact that today I want to share with you is it would take a new developer 100 days to onboard to a new company, considering the number of tools they use. And this is for one reason. The reason being, most of the organizations we work with care more about the user experience than they care about the developer experience. So this is kind of a sad reality because we should focus on those three things as well. As we heard from Prakash in the DevTron talk, the developer productivity is one of the core components which improves the output of a company. And this is not just developer productivity, the impact the developers put in through, and the satisfaction developers have so that they are more impactful, combines together to form the developer experience, which is a core component. Like, for example, 67% of the developer execute things manually. This is kind of challenging because whenever a new developer is onboarded to the team, the mean time to start is kind of high. Developer toil is high because they need to figure out all the stuff they need to get the environment running, as well as having all those complexity while they are figuring out all the compliance for their onboarding is complicated. So developer environment as code, where you configure your environment with something like dev container JSON is a solution because you use that thing to create environments that are reproducible across developer. Here I want to introduce a solution like DevPod, which you can use to configure your developer environments with help of dev container JSON and share this across the repositories which developers use. So whenever there is a new developer, they can just configure and have an environment that is working without much complexity. The next fact I want to share is 42% of developers think deploying code to production isn't fast or efficient. Why is this a thing? Because developers can't release to production without risking failures. This is mostly because developers don't have access to all the clusters they are using. Self-servicing, like giving developers access to the clusters is hard, and multi-tenancy, where each of the teams required a cluster on of their own without running through the admin and DevOps teams to get access to a cluster, which takes time, is complicated. Having solutions where developers can self-service their QA and dev environments is essential. Here's something like vCluster, where you can have virtual clusters for every team, which spawn instantaneously can be helpful as you can have different teams with different clusters. And this is just a start. For example, many tools overwhelm developers. Developers are confused on what tools they are needing to use, as well as teams inside the environments are complicated. Some specific team is using different versions of tools. So having an internal developer platform, which helps you to certify all the essential tools by all of the developers at one place, and developers can have specific environments by which they can use and run their workloads. So a new developer coming in doesn't need to configure everything. They can just configure the workloads they want and have the surety that other things are working as required. Lastly, developer experience focuses on not just the developer, but the tools, practices, and processes. This is important for developer to have an essential environment. And at the end of the day, caring for developers is essential as it helps your company to bring a culture where productivity is utmost important, as well as when developers are efficient, you get business values. And at the end of the day, you have happy developers. As it's said, you can hire good talent, but good talent without good environment and good tools are not helpful at all. So you should hire good, talented developers and give them the right environment and the right tools. So at the end of the day, they are productive, and you get the most amount of business value you can get. So a last question to you all. So whom should you care about? Should you care about developers? Is the answer yes? Yeah, you should definitely care about developers. So here are my socials. Feel free to connect with me on socials, and there is a QR code to learn more about what we offer. I am here with Ashish from our team and Sayyam. So feel free to chat with us about how can you improve developer experience inside your organizations. Thank you so much.
Have a huge round of applause for Hrittik. Now I request Kapil to give away the memento. Have a huge round of applause once again for Hrittik for giving wonderful session.